Hello, my name is Randall Campora, and I'm the bass trombonist of the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. And I'm going to have the pleasure to talk to you about some of your audition excerpts for the Baltimore Symphony Youth Orchestra, the Concert Orchestra audition. Let's go ahead and start with the Dvořák New World Symphony, and we'll start with that. This is a first movement excerpt, and the first thing I'll say is, which goes for all of these excerpts, that you're going to need to listen to these pieces a lot, and not just the parts that you're going to play in your audition, but the whole piece. Whether that's on YouTube or streaming services, that's fine, but also I would recommend for my young musician colleagues that the sooner you buy a cheap CD player and buy some CDs and buy a decent pair of headphones, doesn't have to be expensive, and buy some CDs of recordings that you like. Maybe you've seen them on YouTube or heard them somewhere and you like them and you want to order them. It's really much better to listen to orchestra music that you're working on in that high quality environment, the headphones, or through a sound system if your family has a sound system. Rather than the streaming devices and YouTube, because you'll be able to pick up a lot more detailed information and the color of the sound and acoustics of the room, and I think that's going to be much more helpful. I think you'll enjoy it. So this passage you're going to play this in one breath, and you're going to phrase it so that the high point of the phrase is the highest note of the phrase, the G that comes in the middle. So we're going to have a little bit of a crescendo from the E to the G that's in the middle of the phrase. You want to dig into the low E naturals, but you don't want to clobber them. You don't have to overplay them, okay? So let me play this a couple times for you. I think it'll be self-explanatory, but we want to get that pom, 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 pim, pom, pom, pim, pom. We kind of want to get that phrase shape, excuse me. So we do want to, like I said, dig into the E naturals, but don't overplay them because we have to have room to crescendo to the top of the phrase. And you'll want to, that's what that forzando FZ really means, is that should be the top of the phrase. The tenors are in octaves above you, so you're going to want to play nice and in tune for them. Just to show you those E naturals, the way that I'm going to dig into them is like this. Anyway, it's kind of hard to stop practicing that. That will give you the idea. Don't want to get behind because the tempo does go a little bit faster there at that point. Okay, that's really, I think, all that needs to be said about that. At the end of this video, I'll give you one of the secrets to playing in an orchestra and making the sound that you want. We'll talk about that at the end, and you can watch this video a few times so that you can get the hang of all the things we're going to talk about. Okay, so let's move to the Mussorgsky Night on Bald Mountain. And this is a very simple phrase. We have to make sure we don't get behind, and so make sure that our metronome is really precise and that you have practiced it with the metronome quite a bit. It's only forte, so avoid playing super mega fortissimo on this, especially in an audition. That's not necessary, okay? We do want to, on the second passage, we want to show when we go up to fortissimo. But I'm going to play this at an audition kind of a situation. I would play this on a conservative forte, and then so I can show the fortissimo. Now, the breathing is kind of an interesting thing, because this phrase, when it goes towards the end of the phrase each time, you can think of the last half note as either a resolution from the note, the long note that comes before it, or as a pickup to the notes that come after it. Your conductor might have an opinion on that as to where you should breathe or not breathe. Your first trombone might have an opinion on that as to where you should breathe or not breathe. So in other words, pa, pi, pum, pa, pi, pa. You can breathe there. That's the pickup version. And the resolution version is pa, pi, pa, pa, pi, pa. Excuse me. But those are the two things. I will probably just today play the pickup version, because that's probably a little bit more common, I think. Let me play that a couple times for you, or just play this excerpt for you. So I tried to show that fortissimo at the end as a different dynamic. You can see we're tonguing the notes clearly, but there's not that much space between them, just so that we get the clarity there. Make sure you do practice one with this one with the metronome, because you'll get behind if you don't. You'll get behind in the breaths. You'll get behind in the long notes. Now, just as we close, these are pretty simple excerpts, but just as we close, the secret that I want to tell you to playing, especially in a fortissimo environment in an orchestra setting, to get your best sound, a sound that can be heard by others and project into the hall, but also still have warmth and the good quality of character that you want people to hear, is to teach yourself to take a full, relaxed breath at all times. And I'm going to just describe that to you just really quickly in words, okay? So what you want to do is start with your posture. Sit nice and straight, but still comfortable. Your head's right over your spine. It's not too far forward like this. Your shoulders are not rolled forward. Your upper body's not rolled forward. You want to have your chest open so that you can breathe into it. So that's where your lungs are, up here in this upper part, obviously, right? Then there's the diaphragm here. Then there's the innards and behind the abdominal wall. So as you breathe in, you want to relax your tummy so that abdominal wall can go out, away from you, so that as the diaphragm goes down during the inhalation, all of your innards have somewhere to go, okay? At the very same time, your chest is being lifted up and outwards towards your chin so that you can pull that air into your lungs. And you want to just keep breathing and sense the air moving across your lips here at the face, and sense some of that movement in the body, until you can't breathe anymore. And so then when you go to play out, that air in your body just really wants to release itself. And you don't have to use as much muscular force to get the kind of fortes and the kind of big sound that you want. It's a more natural way to do it. Okay, so I can show you a little bit on this little breathing gizmo. I'm just going to use this breathing gizmo just to show you just sort of how that is. You can't see my whole body, but... And of course, when you breathe out, that all goes in reverse. The chest comes down and it collapses in towards your heart. And the relaxed and outward abdominal movement that you had on the inhalation is now coming up and in just a natural way. Okay? So let me just try that second excerpt one more time, and I'll try to breathe a little better. helps the sound have life to it and vitality without forcing. It helps everything you're playing. You can also use this for soft playing. It's not just for loud playing. Get used to doing that in your playing, and you'll be just fine. You'll make a lot more improvement faster with your sound and your orchestral style. I hope this has been helpful to you, and good luck on your audition. Keep working, keep practicing, and keep having fun playing music.